When we think of the coercive power of the state, it is the brute coercive force of the state that comes to mind. In this section, I'd like to look at three distinctive examples of that power: the secret police, the surveillance network, and the political prisons. The term secret police or political police refers to police agencies that are involved in covert actions against political enemies of the state. The Gestapo, KGB and Stasi are names that have attained an emblematic notoriety of authoritarianism and are obvious examples of the prerogative power of the state. The secret police is literally a law unto itself. Real or imagined opponents can be abducted, preventative arrest as it's called, indefinitely detained, tortured, murdered even, without real crimes ever having been committed, and certainly without any due legal process being followed. Why is privacy so important? Privacy is essential to freedom. If you know you are being watched, you modify your behaviour. If you modify your behaviour, you are not acting freely. If your acts are not free, you are under control. I know what I was doing a year ago because my Twitter account and Facebook reminded me.
Every mail you type, every card you swipe, they'll be watching you.
When I walk down the street or when I go to a bank, the CCTV camera records my every move. Every purchase I make, every step that I take, every cake that I bake, they'll be watching me. Privacy is not the same thing as secrecy. Secrecy implies having something to hide, whereas privacy is about the right to be alone, unobserved, anonymous. But in an authoritarian state, privacy and secrecy are treated the same way. Although the secret police of the prerogative state might be responsible for organising or collating private information on individuals, the authoritarian state also relies extensively on the willingness of citizens to watch and report on each other.
Since March 1938, Ilza Sonia Totska is a resident next door to us in a garden cottage. She rarely has visitors. Now and then, a woman of about 36 years old comes, and she is of Jewish appearance. She has always been sympathetic towards I would like to mention that Miss Totska never responds to the German greeting, Heil Hitler. To my mind, Miss Totska is behaving suspiciously.
Und neben uns in einem Gartenhaus eine Ilse Sonja Totske. Ja. Die genannte ist mir aufgefallen, weil sie einen jüdischen Einschlag hat.
Das ist ja ein Mist. Das ist ja ein Mist.
Das stimmt alles gar
Nein,
nicht.
das stimmt nicht.
Also ich lese mal kurz zu Ende.
Ja, natürlich.
Das Verhalten der Totske ist mir auffällig und ich habe angenommen, dass sie sich vielleicht irgendwie zum Nachteile des Deutschen Reiches betätigen könnte. Ich mache deshalb bei der Geheimen Staatspolizei diese Mitteilung. Weitere sachdienliche Angaben kann ich nicht machen. Nach Selbstlesen unterschrieben,
Also das ist
Kraus.
hier Resi Kraus. Ja,
Ja.
Das ist mein Name.
Und ist das denn Ihre Unterschrift?
Das ist meine Unterschrift.
So when we think of punishment in authoritarian regimes, we think of concentration camps in Germany, the Gulag of the Soviet Union, the Chinese Laogai. And yet authoritarian regimes do not necessarily punish their citizens more than democracies do. In 2016, nearly 2.2 million adults were held in US prisons, which is approximately 655 for every 100,000 people. At the same time, in authoritarian Russia, the figure was actually considerably less, at around 432 prisoners per 100,000. But what makes authoritarian punishment different is not how many are being punished, but rather who is punished and how they're being punished. Now, as we've seen previously, people can be punished in authoritarian regimes without having broken any normative laws. The existence of political prisoners, those who have been identified as a threat to the state, are a distinctive feature of authoritarian regimes.
The first to be imprisoned in this revolution were the Nazis' political opponents, communists and socialists, who were rounded up and thrown into hastily built concentration camps. Hermann Goering boasted that scores were being settled, all in an atmosphere of chaotic terror, as one Nazi stormtrooper admitted.
Everyone is arresting everyone else, avoiding the prescribed official channels. Everyone is threatening everyone else with protective custody. Everyone is threatening everyone else with Dachau. Every little street cleaner today feels he is responsible for matters which he has never understood.
In a democracy, the punished enjoy basic human rights. They broadly are treated humanely. This is certainly not the case in most authoritarian states, where forced hard labour, humiliation, corporal punishment, and even torture can become everyday experiences.